notepads and let me start discussing first of all, like what is big data? Okay, what is big data? Okay, what is big data? Let me first of all start discussing around this. Okay, what is big data? So as I already explained, the size of data is increasing day by day, right? Increasing day by day. Okay. Variety of data is increasing day by day. What do I mean by variety of data? Variety of data is increasing day by day. Okay. Variety of data is increasing day by day. Then velocity, or you can say volume of data is also increasing. Volume of data is also increasing day by day, right? Velocity of data is also increasing. Well, volume of data is also increasing day by day. Okay. With volume, the velocity of data is also increasing, right? Velocity of data is also increasing day by day by day, right? Day by day. Now, now, if you see many social media platforms, like there is Facebook in the market, or Instagram in the market, or or TikTok. Although has been banned because this was a Chinese app. Okay, or LinkedIn. Okay, there are many social media platforms, or you can say YouTube. So day by day, more people are joining these social media platforms, and they are uploading or writing some of the contents. Sorry, my camera just got disturbed a little bit. Is it good? Is my camera good? Can someone respond?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So so each day data on this social media, or the user base of these social media platforms, are increasing day by day, right? Everyone is posting something, everyone is trying to post there something, or write there something, or upload videos on these platforms. Okay, so if you see in Facebook, generally there are few kinds of data that is uploaded. Like you upload shorts, right? Shorts is nothing but a kind of video, right? Video, right? Now, people also write text on these platforms, right? They write text, they post something, right? They post images, right? They post images. So these are different kind of contents that are posted on Facebook. Similarly, we have Instagram, right? In Instagram, generally people post videos or images. Okay, so these are also some kind of data that people are uploading in these platforms. Okay, similarly, we have LinkedIn. In LinkedIn, people generally write some kind of post. Okay, write some kind of post. Okay, so these are different kind of data that are getting uploaded every second, right? And day by day, the amount of content that is being uploaded in these platforms are increasing, and that's what I call that velocity, volume of data, volume of data, volume of data that is getting generated is very high. Okay, is very high, and it is increasing day by day. Okay, and it is increasing day by day. Now, this was about volume, the size of data. Now let's talk about the velocity of data, right? Let's talk about the velocity of data. Velocity of data. What is this velocity of data? The speed at which these data are getting generated is also very high. As I said, the number of user base of these platforms are increasing day by day, right? Are increasing day by day. It is not less, right? It is not less. These are increasing day by day. It means the velocity, it means the users that are getting added on these platforms, right, are uploading something on that platform. Okay, it means the number of users are high. They are creating shorts every day. They are creating shorts, I mean 4 or 5 shorts in each day, and they are uploading those videos on these platforms. Okay, it means the velocity of data that is getting generated is also very high. Okay, is also very high. Now here comes the next term that is called as the variety of data. Okay, what do I mean by variety of data? Okay, so if you talk about these videos, okay, video is a variety of data, right? If I talk about these images are also a variety of data, right? These images are also a variety of data. If we talk about your text post, I mean whatever you write and then you post on these platforms, then these are, let's write them as text posts. Let's suppose those are text posts. So this is also a variety of data, right? You are uploading GIF files, right? You are uploading GIF files. I mean, you see GIF files there, right? This is also a variety of data, right? Similarly, suppose I have one Excel. Okay, let me open one of, okay, let's suppose this is that Excel file. Okay, so my data is also stored here in this Excel format, right? In this Excel, my data is also stored, right? So my data is also getting stored in Excel format, right? In Excel format, right? In Excel format. So these are, and this is nothing but, I mean, this is data in Excel. Let me write here just data in Excel. These are nothing but different variety of data that is available in market right now. There are many more kinds of data that is available. I just took few of the examples. So you see, variety of data is also increasing, right? Variety of data is also increasing. So you see, one term I told that this is volume, and another term I told that is velocity, and the third term which I told is variety. And these are called nothing but three three V's of big data. Okay, these three terms. Okay, these three terms: volume, velocity, velocity, and variety are called nothing but but three V's of big data. Now, if you see this term, this big data term, okay, if you see this big data term is made up of two things. One is big and another one is data. Okay, big and data. Okay, why this big was added in the beginning of this data term? Okay, why this big was added in the beginning of this data term? If you see, data is nothing but, even I have I have this Excel file having how many records in this Excel file? Having around 51,000 records in this Excel file, right? I have 51,000 records in this Excel file. Okay, this is nothing but a data, right? This is nothing but a data. Like if suppose the size of my data got increased, right now in my Excel, there is around 51,000 rows of data. Now suppose if the size of my data increased to 51 crore, okay, lakh, 10 lakh crore, 10 crore, 51 crore. Suppose the size of my data got increased to 51 crore. Okay. 51 crore. Will I be able to open that file that has 51 crore rows in this Excel? No. This tool will is not capable of handling that much big size of data. Okay. That much big size of data. Earlier we used to carry pen drive, right? Earlier we used to carry pen drive, pen drive to store our data, or in our mobile there used to be only limited amount of space like 8 GB or 16 GB. That was sufficient. Nowadays 128 GB, 256 GB of space is coming in our mobiles. Okay, why that much space is being given by the mobile companies? Because the size of data is growing rapidly, right? You are clicking photos, you are recording videos wherever you are going, right? So it means you are generating the data at a very rapid rate, right? You are generating the data at a very rapid rate, right? Similarly, this Excel file had 51,000 records. Now suppose I have 51 crores of record. Okay, I have 51 crores of record. So this Excel file will not be able to handle that 51 crores of record. We won't be able to open the Excel file that has 51 crore of records in it. Okay, so that's where actually big data comes into picture. Okay, big data simply denotes, okay, like earlier pen drive used to be come of size 4 GB, 2 GB, or 4 GB. Okay, or 8 GB. Okay, but now now the sizes comes in like sizes of hard disk comes in like 1 TB size, or even more than that, right? I mean, now we have started talking into terabytes, petabytes, right? Gigabytes. I mean, although gigabytes was there, but let's talk about terabytes and petabytes kind of terms. Okay, I'm just trying to tell you that the size of data is increasing day by day. Okay, and when the size of data increased too much, like from 51,000, the number of records got increased to 51 crore, then we will call this size of data nothing but big data. A data that is of very big size that can't be handled by normal tools and technologies. I hope I am making sense to all with all these things, whatever I am trying to say. Are you guys here with me?
Yes.
Great, great. Are you guys getting the concept what I'm trying to convey? Are you guys here?
Yes.
Okay, great, great. Okay,
Almost, yes.
okay, great, great. Okay, let's proceed further. So we are trying to learn this Azure data engineering. Okay, we are trying to learn this Azure data engineering. Okay, Azure data engineering. So what is this Azure data engineering? This question might be popping up inside your mind. But so let's talk that it is nothing but a mixture of Azure plus data engineering. Okay, Azure plus data engineering. So I have bifurcated this term into two parts, that is Azure plus data engineering. Azure is nothing but a cloud platform. Now I will talk about cloud platform later. Okay, let me first of all talk about this data engineering term. Azure is nothing but a cloud platform, and this is nothing but a Microsoft product. Okay, this is nothing but a Microsoft product. Now, data engineering. Let's talk about this term. Okay, data engineering, or the people who do data engineering are known as data engineers. Okay, data engineers. So if anyone know, like what are the roles and responsibilities that comes under this data engineering profile? Okay, so can someone name few points if you are already aware that what is this data engineering? What are the roles and responsibilities of data engineers? Do anyone want to add any point here? You can try. If you are wrong, that is good. I'm going to tell, but you can try. You can give it try if you want. Okay, no one wants to try.
I think like when I mean
Again,
as
your
per
question, please.
Okay, I asked that what is data engineering? What do a data engineer do? Upinder
who
was
write
saying something.
who write
Because
the programming to I mean like unstructured data to making a meaningful data with the different
Okay,
tools.
okay, very good. So is it only unstructured data?
it is
Anything,
unstructured
the
and unstructured.
volume of data may be more, or variety of data will be there. Anything like okay,
Okay,
the data quantity might be anything, but like by using the tools like which we need to be parse and
okay,
make it available like in the cloud platform especially.
okay. So you just, uh, you just uh, took the name of a term that is called unstructured. Okay, that is called unstructured. Okay, unstructured. So let me first of all give a little bit introduction that what this unstructured. Let me talk about some of the varieties of data uh, more around. Some of the varieties of data that is bifurcated into three parts. That is, one is a structured data, okay, a structured data, unstructured data, and there is one more kind of data, okay, generic name that has been given, that is called as semi-structured data. Okay, semi-structured data. So these are actually three different varieties of data that are available around you, either in Facebook, TikTok, or in this Excel sheet. I mean, whatever data is there around you, that has been mainly bifurcated into these three parts. Okay, these three parts. Okay, so if I talk about the structured data, then the data that you are right now seeing in this Excel file, okay, will be called nothing but a kind of a structured data. It was the thing that I have written. Like if I take an example of how an structured data looks like, so the data that is there in this Excel file will be is looking like is a type of structured data actually. Okay. Now, if you see any database like RDBMS systems like MS SQL, okay, the data is stored in MS SQL will be kept under the structured data group because the data in this MS SQL or in this Excel is in a structured format, right? Is in a structured format. It is in tabular format. Here we have column names and here we have these data kept inside it. Okay, data kept inside those columns. Now let's talk about this unstructured data. I will come at later point around this semi-structured data. Let's talk about this unstructured data. If if I ask you, like, do you know any, can you give example of some unstructured kind of data? Can you give some example? Anyone?
Videos, images,
Okay. Okay. Very good. Video images or any text post that we
audios.
do. Yes. Audio. Very good. So audio is also a type of a kind of unstructured data only. Okay. So if I talk about this semi-structured data, okay, we can let me write few of the types of semi-structured data like JSON, XML. Okay, so these are some kind of data that is available in the market that comes under semi-structured data. But this JSON and XML file, okay, this JSON and XML file can also come under structured data, but that I will not be taking right now. Otherwise, you will get confused. Let's keep this JSON and XML file in this semi-structured data only. Okay, those things I I will be discussing as part of class, like how this JSON and XML can come under under as a part of this structured data. Okay, so these are some of the major bifurcations of data that has been done. Okay, so this is nothing. I was talking about the variety of data, and I wrote here many types of data that are available in the market. Okay, and this variety of data has been divided into these three subcategories. Okay, this variety of data has been divided into these three subcategories. Okay, why I wanted to give these three terms to you, because these three terms you'll be listening very much when anyone will be talking about data with you. Okay, so you should be aware about the jargons that are being used. Okay, if someone is talking about structured data, immediately it should come in your mind that okay, he's talking about some data in Excel or RDBMS or some tabular kind of a structure will be there. Okay, if someone is talking about semi-structured data, immediately it should come in mind that someone is talking about JSON file or XML file that has no fixed structure. Okay, that has no fixed structure. Okay, or you can say that has fixed structure up to some extent, but not all. That has fixed structure up to some extent, but whole structure is not same. There is some changes that is there in that data. That's why we are calling that a semi-structured data. Okay, in a semi-structured data, let me reiterate, the structures are the structures are same, but not all. Okay, the structure of data is same, but few things are same. Not everything are same. Not every attributes are same. I'll be telling you as part of our class the difference between all these things after showing examples and all those things. Just now I wanted to bring these three kinds of data in front of you. Okay. So let's come again here on this data engineering, like what this data engineering is. Okay. So as I said, that volume, velocity, and variety, these are three V's of big data. And It means that the variety, the volume, and the velocity of data is increasing day by day. Okay. So, but companies can get business insights from those data actually. Okay. Companies can get business insights from those data. Okay. These data are available like either in Excel or RDBMS system or JSON or XML file. Okay. Or in these formats. These data are in dirty format. Okay, to bring something useful for the organization, which can be helpful for the organization to take decision. Okay, so that the higher management, higher people in the higher position in the organization can use that data and build some kind of report and take decision. Okay, take decisions depends on how clean data that organization has. Okay, how clean data that organization has. But most of the data are not clean. Most of the data are dirty actually. Most of the data are dirty actually. And for cleaning this data and bringing the data into the right format, okay, there are data engineers in the industry. And data engineering, this data engineering is a very complicated task actually. Okay, it's not very simple like I'm telling that we need to clean the dirty data. Okay, we have dirty data in the market and these data engineers clean the dirty data. It's not cleaning these dirty data is not that much simple task that you think. The complexity of the pipelines can be very much high actually. Okay. So these are the data engineers that clean the data. Okay. These are the data engineers that clean the data and bring the data in in useful useful format. Okay, in useful format. Okay, once data engineers has processed the data. Okay, once data engineers has processed the data. Okay, process the data, then this data goes to either BI developers. Okay, BI developers, like we have BI developers, right? If you have heard about this Power BI, this Power BI tool that is used for creating visualization, I will show you. Or you can say Tableau, or you can say QlikSense, QlikView. Okay, these are the tools that are used for creating visualizations over the data. Okay, so once the data engineers has processed the data, these data go to these BI developers. Okay, these BI developers use these tools to process the data. Okay, let me show you. I have this Power BI tool and I have a report that I can show you. Okay, that I want to show you actually. Let it get open. Okay, let it take some time. It will take some time actually. Okay, it has opened, I think. Okay, so I created this report few years back. Okay, let me show you this report, like how the reports generated by Power BI looks like actually. Okay, so this is a report actually that those BI developers create. And behind these reports, there is data. Okay, and those data are basically given by these BI developers who create these reports. Okay, these reports to use that data and create these kind of reports. Here, like I want to see the revenue of year 2007, I can click here and my report, I will get report of 2007. If I want to see revenue of 2009, I will click here and my reports will change accordingly. Okay, you see here, this is the data actually. This is the data. This is a clean data that I have used here. So who has cleaned this data? This data was not in this much clean format. Okay, this data was not in this much clean format that you are seeing here. So who has cleaned this data? Data engineers has cleaned that data and they have kept that at any storage location. Okay, now let me proceed further. It's not only about BI developers that use the data given by the data engineers. There are data scientists also that comes into the picture who clean these. There are data scientists also that comes into the picture who uses this data to implement machine learning algorithms. Okay, machine learning algorithms are implemented over machine learning algorithms. Machine learning algorithms are implemented on these data that data engineers give. Okay, it's not only processing that data engineers do actually. There are many other tasks that these data engineers are responsible for. Like if I
Sorry,
talk
may
about
I
the
ask a question, please?
yes, so is this?
Sam with you.
Hi Sam. Yes, yes,
How are
please go
you?
ahead.
Good.
Yeah, good,
Uh,
good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Do will
Great.
take these tools like Power BI and machine learning algorithms,
Hmm. Hmm.
and it is involved in the course?
No, 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 no. These are not part of course, and these are not role of data engineers actually. I'm just trying to tell you the end-to-end thing that how data engineers are helpful to for these people actually.
Okay, great.
These are
Thank
not these are not part of data engineers' responsibility actually. Okay. Now let's proceed further. So it's not only processing that data engineers do. Data engineers has many other responsibilities like management of data in proper way. Okay, management of data in proper way. They manage the data of the organization in proper way. Okay, like if you are using laptop, right, you don't know where your data is. If I ask you that, okay, you can you find that file that you had actually. If I will tell you to start finding any file that you stored in your laptop 5 years back, okay, I don't know how much time you will take, and also whether you will be able to find that data or not. Okay, so that management, that good management of data also becomes the part of data engineer. These data engineers are responsible for managing those data in a good way, so that if the organization wants any data back that was processed 5 years back or 10 years back, they can get that data in a very easy manner. Okay. Okay, so for processing this data, okay, for processing this data, okay, data engineers build the data pipelines. Okay, data engineers, data engineers, data engineers build data pipeline. Okay, data engineers build a data pipeline. Okay, to clean that data, to process that data, and to store at any location in a proper manner, so that that can be shared with multiple stakeholders, right? So that that can be shared with multiple stakeholders. So for building these data pipelines, there are many technologies are there in the market that is used. Okay, and Azure is one of the cloud platform on which these data pipelines are built. There are many services in Azure. I'll be talking about that also. Okay. So Azure is also a tool on which these data pipelines are built. Actually, earlier Hadoop was used, okay, to to store and process data of very huge size. Okay, now Hadoop has become old. Now organizations are adopting the cloud platforms like Azure, AWS, or GCP. Okay, these are the major cloud platforms. There are other cloud platforms also. So these are the some cloud platforms over which data engineering is done. Okay, apart from Hadoop. Okay, now here three things. That's what I asked. If I am so these are three cloud platforms over data engineering is done. Now, now here I broke this Azure data engineering into two parts, that is data engineering and Azure cloud. So what does this term mean? It means we will be doing data engineering. We will be creating automated data processing pipelines, okay, over Azure cloud platform. Okay, this Azure data engineering means this. Okay, and I took name full stack Azure data engineering. Okay, full stack Azure data engineering. It means full stack Azure data engineering. It means for becoming a good data engineer, you need to know many of the technologies like Python. Okay, Python, Python, SQL. Okay, Python, SQL, Spark. Okay, Spark. If I write code over Spark in Python language, then we will call that as PySpark. Okay. Then we have Azure. In Azure, we have multiple services. Okay, like Azure Databricks, Azure Databricks. Okay, Azure Databricks, Azure Data Factory, Azure Data Factory. These are services. I will be talking about these services. Services you can think of that these are separate softwares. This is one separate software. This is another separate software that is over this Azure platform. Azure Data Lake. Okay. Azure Data Lake. Okay. Azure Logic App. Azure Key Vault. Azure Key Vault. Azure SQL Server. Okay. So these are different services, or you can say softwares that is there in Azure platform that we need to learn actually in Azure there are more than 100 services, or you can say there are more than 100 softwares, more than 100 services. Okay, more than 100 services, but we don't need to learn actually all those 100 services, and it will take your lifetime, or I'm not sure whether in whole lifetime also we'll be able to learn those 100 services or not. Okay, we need to only be specific to the work that I need to do, to the profile that I need to build actually. Actually, I want to become an Azure data engineer. That's why I'll be learning all these skill sets. Okay. I hope these things are making sense to you and the pictures are clear, getting clear with each progressing minute. Okay. So,
Arun, sorry for asking the
yes,
question.
yes, and no
Myself
problem.
is
Please.
Upendra. I mean,
Yes,
can you
okay.
just give I mean, probably I missed that conversation.
Uh-huh.
Whatever the technologies you are talking about, Databricks, Data Factory, Data Lake, and everything,
Uh-huh.
uh,
Uh-huh.
can you give a one sentence that what is this technology will do? I mean, what is the
Okay.
role of each technology in the data, this world, the big data
Okay.
world?
Okay. Okay, so you have asked a very actually good question, and I'm sure that many people would have this doubt. Okay, so if you have asked, so let me pick this up. Okay, so as I said, uh, since you have asked this, and then I would also like to compare three things. I mean, you might be listening this Azure, AWS, and GCP around you a lot. Okay, so many people have this confusion also that if data engineering can be done over all these three cloud platforms, then why I should choose for why I should choose Azure for learning data engineering, right? So I'll be picking this question also. So first of all, let's pick this, whatever you ask. So this is your Databricks. If I talk about, okay, this is nothing but a ETL tool. Okay, ETL tool. Okay, or you can say ETL tool, or you can say this is a data processing tool. Okay, data processing tool. Data processing tool. Okay, this is nothing. This is nothing. This is the tool behind which actually Spark runs. Okay, this is the tool behind which actually Spark runs. This is the technology behind which Spark runs. If you have heard about Spark, so if you have not heard about Spark, let me first of all clarify that many people have this confusion that Spark is a language. Okay, let me give this disclaimer that Spark is not a language. Okay, this is a very big doubt that is there in inside the mind of the candidates. This is not a language. This is not a language. I'm giving a disclaimer here. Okay, you have to bring this thing out from your mind if you have this thing. I mean, you know that Spark is a language. Spark is not a language. It is a compute engine. It is a compute engine. Okay, what do I mean by compute engine? Compute engine means many computers are connected in parallel. Okay, many computers are connected in parallel to do your task parallelly. Okay, parallelly. Like suppose you have 1000 GB of data. Okay, 1000 GB of data. Okay, and you want to process this 1000 of GB of data. Okay, and you have one computer. Okay, you have one computer that is capable of processing this 1000 GB of data. It is taking 10 hours. It is taking total 10 hours of time to process this data. Okay, it is taking total 10 hours of time to process this data. Now, what do I mean by compute engine? Okay, compute engine. Okay, it means I said that Spark is not a language, it is a compute engine. What do I mean by this? It means in Spark, what happens? In Spark, what happens? 10 computers will be connected parallelly, right? 10 computers will be connected parallelly. Now, if 100, this 1000 GB of data will be processed over these 10 computers in parallel way, like this 1000 GB of data got divided as 100 GB in each computer, right? 1000 GB of data got divided, 1000 GB of data, 1000 GB of data got divided, got divided, got divided as 100 GB of data in each computer. Okay, in each computer, 100 GB of data in each computer. Then you say, think what will happen. This 10 hours of time which it was taking to process this 1000 of GB of data, okay, it is now if this 1000 GB of data will be divided as 100 GB of data in each computer, that is we had 10 computer, right? In each of 10 computer, then 10 computer, then my data will be processed in 1 hour. Okay, it will be processed in 1 hour. Earlier it was taking 10 hours. Okay, if my this 1000 GB of data got divided across 10 computers as 100 GB, then it started processing my data in 1 hour. So this Spark is that framework, that how the computers are connected. So this compute engine means that it means computers are connected in that way, in such a way that when you try to process the data, your data is processed parallelly across multiple computers. Okay. So if we talk about big data, this big data can be thought of two things. Okay. This big data can be thought of two things. Okay. And this conceptual clarity is very much important. Okay. One is called processing, like you are processing of your data, and another is you are storing that huge amount of data. My laptop has 512 GB of hard disk SSD, right? Now, if I want to suppose store 1 TB of data, will I be able to store this data in my laptop? I won't be able to store. I need some location where I can store this data, right? I need some location, some scalable location. I mean, where I can store any limit of data, right? So I need some location. So this big data is all about processing and storage. So if you talk about this Azure Databricks, so this Azure Databricks is that segment of Azure that is responsible for processing of your data. Upendra, is it making sense to you? Upendra, are you here with me? Am I audible?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So this Databricks is responsible for processing of your data. Okay. And this data factory, let's talk about another service, that is this data factory. This data factory is also responsible for processing of data, and it also does orchestration. Okay. What do I mean by orchestration? So it is the series of steps actually that we need to take for processing a data. Okay. Azure Data Factory, in Azure Data Factory, we align the series of steps. Like first of all, we need to do this. We need to read data. Then we need to uh, run a stored procedure. Then after doing all these things, we need to trigger a mail that whether my mail pipeline succeeded or failed. Okay, so all those kind of tasks are done by this Azure Data Factory. Okay, in Azure Data Factory, there is something called data flow. Okay, data flow, and behind which this Spark runs. Okay, behind which Spark runs. Now we have this Azure data lake. This data lake is nothing but this is used to store your data. So this is a storage unit. This is your storage unit. Okay, and this is nothing but processing unit, or you can also this is also nothing but a processing unit. Okay, now here comes the logic app. Okay, this logic app is just for automating some of the activities. Okay, like if you want to trigger mail when your pipeline succeeded or failed, then you can use this logic app. Okay, this Azure Key Vault is for security purpose. Okay, like if you're writing code, you need to hide your secrets, password behind something, because suppose you are writing your code at any place, and some other person apart from your team comes and sees those password, then it is a risk at organization level, right? So you need to hide those secrets behind something. So this key vault is used for that purpose, to hide secrets. Okay, to hide secrets. Okay. Now this Azure SQL Server, of course, this Azure SQL is also a storage unit that is used for storing your data. Okay, that is used for storing your data, and this is used for storage of structured data. Okay, but this data lake, which is a storage unit, is used for storing structured plus semi-structured, structured plus plus unstructured data. Okay, plus unstructured data. I hope these things are making sense to you. Okay, now this Azure Databricks is the platform over which we write our code in Python and SQL. Okay, this Azure Databricks is the platform over which I write our code in Python and SQL behind Spark, because in this Spark run. So this is the platform over which code is written in Python and SQL behind, I mean, over Spark. I mean, when we run our code, okay, behind this actually Spark runs. Okay. Now let's come to this data factory. This is the data factory where we write our code in SQL. Okay. Although there are UI drop and downs, but you can also write your code in SQL here in Azure Data Factory. Now, so these, and also here at this place we write our code in SQL. Of course, this is a SQL Server. So these are the places where actually we write our codes. Okay. Now let me take another big question, that is Azure, AWS, and GCP. Okay. So these also Hadoop. Let's talk about Hadoop also. Okay. So earlier this Hadoop was used by industry for processing data that is of very big size. Okay. But now all industries are migrating to cloud platform. Okay, all industries are migrating to cloud platform. So let's remove this from picture, because this is now not the trending technology. Now we have something called AWS, Azure, Azure, AWS, and GCP. AWS is nothing but this is this is product of Amazon. This is cloud service of Amazon. Okay, GCP is nothing but the cloud service of Google. Okay, Google, the cloud platform of Google. And this Microsoft, as I have explained, that this is nothing but the cloud platform of Microsoft. Okay, this is a cloud platform of Microsoft. Now, I'm telling you this thing because the same doubt I had when I started my career in this Azure cloud actually. So I had also this confusion that which cloud platform should I learn? On which cloud platform should I learn data engineering? Okay, this was a very frequently popped up question that was popping up inside in my mind actually. Then what I did, I started doing some kind of research. Okay, I found that this AWS had most market share. Most market share means most of the companies were using this AWS as the cloud platform. Okay, but it has many manpower as well. I mean, every second people which I used to see around me, like I was in TCS at that time, and every second people which I used to see around me that had AWS certification. Okay, that had AWS certification, and I don't wanted to be part of that crowd. Okay, and that's what actually happened. I mean, it's the market is all about demand and supply, right? Demand and supply, demand and supply. Like if you have demand and supply, right? Demand and supply, like AWS had the most market share, most companies were using it, but also there were a lot of people that were knowing this AWS cloud platform. Then I rejected this. Okay, this was the reason I rejected. This is my personal reason. Okay, Now, when I did some research over GCP, this has had the least market share. Okay, least market share. Okay, least market share. So I rejected this from my list of planning. No, no, I will not be going with something that is risky. I'm not sure that whether industries will be adopting it or not, right? So I just rejected it. No, I will not be learning it Azure, GCP. Now I started doing research on this Azure. Okay, I found that it had medium market share. Okay, market share. Okay, and I also found that very less people are there who has this Azure knowledge. Okay, even if you ask me, I didn't find anyone who had this Azure knowledge. Okay, so this was this thing triggered me. Okay, and this was the Microsoft product, and this was the Microsoft product, and it was obvious that if it is Microsoft product, industries trust more on Microsoft product, right? So they will be adopting it. And already they are using a lot of Microsoft product like MS SQL or Office 365, SharePoint, right? Teams. I mean, all the things that we see in companies are Microsoft products. So of course they will be adopting the Microsoft product, and my that prediction actually went right. And believe me, after learning this technology, my whole career changed. Okay, my whole career changed. I started my career with a support work in TCS, and now within this 8 or 9 years of span, I'm working as subject matter expert. So this is the difference that this Azure brought to me. I hit this technology at the right time, and this changed the whole game for me. So like this, like whatever I analyzed, you should also do research at your end. Okay, the decision that you are taking should be conscious. Okay, that why you are doing this, why you are doing this, there should be proper reasoning behind it. If there will be proper reasoning, you will never regret that why I learned that, and you will also always move into the growing path actually. Okay, so it's all about demand and supply. I was talking that, and this Azure, I clearly saw that it had medium market share, but very less people are there who has Azure knowledge. So immediately I came to know that here
May I
demand
ask?
is high. Yes, and supply is
Sorry,
low.
sorry to interrupt you.
Yes, please tell.
Just if someone understand Azure very well and has a good experience in Azure, is it
Hmm.
easy to learn AWS and GCP, the
Yes,
same fundamental?
yes. Cloud platform. Who is this? So yes, it is very easy if you know one of the cloud service, okay, one of the cloud platform, it will be easy, very easy for you to learn other cloud platforms. And even if I talk about this Azure Databricks, okay, this is really game changer in the industry. Okay, this Azure Databricks is not actually Databricks product. It is not actually Azure product. This Databricks is a separate company. This Azure is a Microsoft product. Okay, Microsoft product, and this Databricks is a separate company. So this Databricks is integrated with this Azure. Okay, this Databricks is integrated with Microsoft Azure, and
With AWS and GCP as well?
with AWS and GCP as well. This
Yeah, yeah.
is this is integrated. So you see, if you are learning this thing over any one cloud platform, okay, you are you are learning that in another cloud platform as well. You are learning in other cloud platform as well. Sam, is this making sense to you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so let's proceed further. Okay, so let's proceed further, and so I hope I was able to give a very good brief around these things. Now let me again take you to my PPT that I have to show you. Okay, so I was showing you the big data trend, like this is what the big data trend uh, right now, and it is increasing year by year. It is never going to decrease actually. Okay, because the data that is generated is not clean. You need to clean it. Okay, you need to process it. You need to keep it in a proper format so that the BI developers or data scientists can use those data actually for their end goal. And I also shown you the number of jobs that is there in the market. So Sam, this is relevant to India. So this might not be relevant to you. Whatever I just shown, the number of jobs. Okay, in your country, there might be another stats. Sure.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Okay. So just I that's why I wrote there is shortage in the market for Azure data engineer skill set. Grab this opportunity and take your career to the next level. And if you ask me, I have personally taken more than 500-600 interviews, and when I asking questions, candidates are not able to answer the things actually. They don't know. There is one more obvious reason for not, I mean, people are not able to learn Azure, and that reason is that this is a paid cloud platform. In AWS, I think you get 1 year of subscription, but in Azure, you don't get any free subscription. Only 1 month of free subscription you get with a credit card. Okay, and 2 rupees is deducted, and that is again uh, given back to you. But this is not Azure. After 1 month, you will have to pay. So this is one of the very major reason that people are not able to learn this technology. But I will tell you how we will be learning this. So how we will be learning this? Let's proceed further. Only those few lucky ones who got opportunity to learn this Azure tech stack, okay, could learn this Azure in better manner actually. And I'm very happy that I was one of them that I could get chance and work on this technology and I learned this thing. Okay, let's proceed further. And I've already talked about this 3 V's of big data. Okay, so let's proceed further. And I already talked about this distributed storage and distributed processing. Let's talk proceed further. And here I have something which is another very common question, that data engineers versus data scientists. Okay, which has more jobs? Okay, so I will be telling you my personal experience. Okay, there is many hype for data scientists right now in the market. Okay, data scientists. There are many jobs for the data scientists. There are many hype for the data scientists right now in the market. Okay, but let me tell you, these data scientists will not be do anything unless and until data engineers give them the correct data. And this is my personal experience that wherever there are two data scientists working, okay, two data scientists working, the place and any project, if two data scientists are working, there are 10 data engineers working. There are 10 data engineers working in the same project. This much is the demand of these data engineers in the market nowadays. Okay. So you can see that how much demand for these data engineers is. Or if I search on this naukri.com, okay, let me show you. Okay. Let me search this and let me search for this data scientist. Okay. Data scientist. Okay. Okay. You see how much job is there. Are you able to see? 821. Okay. 821 jobs are there in the market. Let me search for data engineer. Okay. You see 73,000. You see the difference. Whatever I just said, okay, whatever stats I give to you, gave here 10 data engineers and 2 data scientists. You see, this stats is relating that actually. Okay, here there are 73,000 jobs and there are only 800 jobs for data scientists. This much is the difference that is there in the market. And I can tell you that there is shortage of data engineers in the market. Okay. So let me again take you to the PPT. Okay. So this was just I wanted to highlight that what a difference between data engineer and data scientist, like what is the okay.
Sorry to
Now,
ask you, sir.
yes, Sam, please tell.
Sorry to ask a lot because it is major of my master degree as well. Uh, is it compulsory to study Hadoop
No, no,
as
no, not at
Azure
all.
data?
Not
Okay,
at all. Not at
it
all.
is just something addition.
Something additional. We will not be covering Hadoop as part of the our syllabus. Hadoop is
Yeah,
old technology. You don't need to learn that actually.
good, good, good.
Okay, very good questions you are asking, Sam.
Thank you.
Okay. So there are some common queries that I keep on getting. Let me quickly go through that. Most of them I have already answered. What is the data engineering? I have answered. What is Azure data engineering? I have answered. Why should we choose to learn data engineering or Azure instead of data engineering on AWS or GCP? I have already answered. I am from non-coding background. Can I learn Azure data engineering? Of course, we are covering Python, SQL, and then we are coming to Azure. So you don't need to know any technology actually. We'll be covering everything from zero because this is full stack Azure data engineering program. What is the demand of Azure data engineering in the industry? I already shown you in that Naukri.com platform that there are around 73,000 jobs for that. You can think that what is the demand of this technology in the market. Now let me take you here. What is the package that I can earn from Azure data engineering? So actually there is no limit. 20, 25 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 35 lakhs is very much normal in India for this skill set. Okay, your your what package you are getting depends on many factors, like what was your previous CTC. Okay, how many offers you have. Generally what happens, people get 3 4 offers. They once they get offer of 10 lakhs, they ask for 12 lakhs from another company. Once they get offer of 12 lakhs, they ask for 14 lakhs from another company. So this is how it goes. How much time it will take to become an Azure data engineer? So we'll be having 3 months of program. The time may fluctuate little bit, but this is what our target is. So we'll be try to give you everything that is needed for becoming an Azure data engineer in this time duration. And it really depends on how much time you are giving in learning all these things. Okay, if you are giving at 4 hours 5 hours per day, of course you will be learning this thing at more rapid rate than someone who is giving 2 hours per day, right? So I generally ask people that if you are learning in a good way, you will easily get your job in 3 to 6 months. Okay, into 3 to 6 months if you don't know anything like Python or SQL. Okay. If you're learning everything from scratch, it will take around 3 to 6 months to grab you job actually. Okay.
Uh, Actually, I have one question.
Who is this?
Rameshwar here, Rameshwar
Yeah.
Chavan.
Hi, Ramesh.
Uh, I, Actually, my current profile is production support engineer to
Mm,
warehouse management system supply chain and MSSQL database.
okay.
So I have experience of 1.8 years. After upgrading my skill in data engineer, so after
Mhm.
while switching, is my experience will be count as a there?
No, no. You don't have to show that you have not worked in this technology. After completing this
Okay.
program, you have to present yourself that you have around 2 plus or 2 years of experience in this Azure data engineering. We will try to upskill you up to that level. Okay.
Okay.
Because bluntly speaking, this industry is very, I mean, very harsh. I mean, if they see that you don't have experience, na, immediately negative thoughts start coming in their mind. Okay, this guy have not worked. He has come after learning this technology, so I don't know whether you should hire him or not. Are you getting my point? Instead of saying
Yeah.
that I have come after learning this technology, you say that I worked for 2 years. How will they know that you have not worked for 2 years? Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
You have
Also,
to.
same technology we are using, that is MS SQL there in current project,
Mhm,
and also the
mhm,
warehouse management system, which is supply
mhm.
chain,
So
that also. So is,
that is a plus point. You can relate this Azure data engineering with the domain in which you are working. Actually, you are already working with MS SQL. You are already handling data, so you can relate this Azure
yeah.
with that, and you can showcase yourself that I was working on Azure in this way.
Okay.
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 Okay. Let's pick my next question. Up to how much here we are safe for safe after learning Azure data engineer. So you might be listening that this cloud is the future. You are learning data engineering or cloud. So for 10 years, minimum 10 years, I can guarantee you, if some unexpected things happen, but for minimum 10 years, you don't have to learn anything else. You are good. Sorry. I'm visible, right? I'm visible, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So you are good for minimum 10 years. You are good. I mean, your career is safe. And in this 10 years, if you will keep on working on same technology, you will not have to think about any other technology, and you will not have to think about your money as well. This technology is in that much demand that you will get good amount of money and good amount of opportunity as well. Both the things are there. As I said, there is shortage in the industry, and industry wants people who has this skill set. Now the next question is, do I need, question number 9, do I also need to do Azure certification? If you ask me, the answer is no. Okay. Because instead of only, many people I have come across who has bunch of certifications in the resume, but when I start asking question, they are not able to answer. This is a scenario which is there in the market. I don't know why people run after certifications. Okay, only certification. Now, certification is good. I am not saying, but with certification, you should have practical exposure, right? You should take subscription of Azure portal. You should work on that, right? But they only try to read the theory. What will happen after reading the theory? We are not trying to pass any university exam, or we are not trying to pass any board exam, CBSE or ICSE. We are engineers. We have to solve the problems. We have to know how we can work in industry after learning this technology. Okay. If you know the work, okay, if you know how to work, then you go and take Azure certifications. Okay. Uh, but if you ask personally, then before learning the things, I don't suggest to take Azure certifications, because taking certifications consume a lot of time. Like suppose you started giving certification and it consumed your 3 4 months, and then you start learning your practical things. You see, again, practical things will consume your 3 4 5 6 months. Okay, it will take around 1 year for you to learn this technology. Then you will be searching for a job. You see how much long process is this. Okay, first of all, learn the practical things. If you know the practical things, then clearing certification is not a big deal. Okay, it's very easy. Clearing certification will be not a big deal if you know the practical things actually. Okay, I don't say that you should not go for certification, but before going into certification, I suggest to do practical things, because if when you will do practical things, then your learning curve will be exponential. Otherwise, your learning curve will be very slow, and you will learn only the theoretical things. Okay. Now the next question is question number 10. Will this be recorded session or instructor led training program? So we three trainers will be training you by coming live, and after the classes we will be sharing you the recorded video in Microsoft OneDrive. Okay, and those video will be there with you for 1 year. Okay, you can watch and you can give your interviews. Okay, what experience is suitable for Azure data engineering profile? So there is no limitation on this in the experience. Okay, whatever experience you have, you are good to go. Okay, as we are also going to teach from basics to advanced level. So whatever experience you have, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, 8 year, 14 year, you are good to go with this. Okay. Okay. What are the major services that we will be learning as part of this course? So as I already explained in that Word document, like we'll be learning these things: database, data factory, storage account, Key Vault, Logic App, SQL Server, all these things we'll be learning. Okay. Now, this is one of the important question that people ask, like this is a paid platform. So how can we learn this? So I suggest this way. that this Azure cloud is free with one credit card for 1 month. So we will be practicing regressively for 2 months. Okay, for 2 months. So you will be needing two credit cards. Okay, two credit cards, one for 1 month and one for another month. Okay, and two credit cards, one for 1 month and one for another month, and you are good to go. Okay. With one credit card, you will be getting free subscription for 1 month. With another credit card, you will be getting subscription for free subscription for another month. Okay. So this is what I had. Okay. Now, although it took little bit longer time that what we planned. Okay. Now I will be handing over. This is visible.
Yeah. Yes, great, great, great. My name is Amit Kaushik, and I am Oracle DBA certified. And I have more than 5 years of experience in database designing and development, and I'm part of Form D, Form D. So, not taking your much time, I will take you to the some of the questions which anybody comes in mind, any student comes in mind. So what is SQL and why you should choose the SQL? I think everybody know what is a SQL, structured query language. Why should you choose? Because this is the most important aspect in data engineering as well as data analytics part. Everybody you see, everywhere you see the language. Whenever you come under the situations that you need to shift the data from one location to another, then you I think, and for reporting purpose, you need SQL, or I think basic SQL is required for, or for all these big data technology as well as. So some of the questions which also arise in the mind of the student is, how much time will take to learn SQL if I don't know any programming language? So I think 1.5 month is suitable to get the knowledge of the SQL. This is the most means. If you practice on daily basis, I think 1.5 month is you will complete that the SQL syllabus. So and another questions the come under the students mind, that that I have not done any programming yet, can I learn SQL? Definitely you will learn the SQL. SQL is very simple language to learn with. And most important, I think more than 35 years the SQL have survived on various aspects, on various platform, and still it is like a fresh means flavored language. So my next question is, or I think a student, most of the student have next question is, can I get a job on the basis of SQL? Definitely, you will. And I will show you that the major roles like data analyst, data engineer, data scientist, database administrator, and some of the roles. I think the core SQL language is required. Further moving to the next question, so I need to I want to learn the SQL. So what software I require to practice the SQL language? So there are lots of flavors of SQL language actually. You will see in current market, like you will use the Microsoft T SQL, and you have see the Oracle SQL, and you have also see the IBM DB2 SQL. So I think Microsoft SQL, or MySQL as well. MySQL is a database, and the SQL used in that SQL is MySQL SQL. Okay, so the best technique to learn is to install only two software, that is SQL Server Management Studio is the front end, and the SQL Server 2000, it will start with the like 2007, 2008, 2000, then 2012 version, then 2019 version, and 2000, and today we have 2022 version of the SQL Server. I will see, sorry, we will see that which version you should use, which stable version you should use to practice the SQL Server. So definitely we will use the T SQL, which come under the Microsoft. Okay, so This one was for the software require you will use the software, what software you will use in the your means in your journey. So some of the question some of the student have in mind that I know the basic SQL, but how this course will help to get me get to a good paying job. So definitely you will if you learn the you will expert in SQL once, then everybody should consider that that you will go to the high paying job definitely. So my next question is this course also helpful for the experienced SQL candidate? Yeah, definitely. We will see that we will learn the most like future proof concepts like common table expression. We will use the stored procedure function triggered. That will, I think, the experienced candidate will leverage that beauty of that programming language of PL SQL as well as. Okay, so I something I just want to show here that what software we will use currently right now. Uh, we are using the Microsoft SQL Server and SQL Server Management Studio. Hopefully, my screen is visible to you guys, and we have already installed two databases like Adventure Works. I think you should know. I think you know in your lifespan that Adventure Works is a free software, and T-SQL as well as we will cover up to these two databases, and and the wandering around this technology, we will see that how you fetch the database table name, and how you fetch the data from a column, the fetch the data the table from its column name. So definitely we will leverage these kind of software to means to work in our next 1.5 month. So finally, I want to show the the orchestrations, I think, in terms of data engineering, that how what is the life journey of the SQL as a structured query language. We I think some of the guys like Rameshwaram or Sam, they know that what the SQL part of like DDL commands, DML command, TCL commands like create, alter, truncate, rename. They know the merge commands, and I think definitely some of the guys know these commands as well as to for data processing, data movement. So I just finally I just want to show a diagram in which is showing that let's suppose you are having a startup. Let's suppose you are going to starting your career as your startup. You have owned a business, and you need to means to record your data in any means any software. So initially everybody will use the SQL, everybody will use the MS Excel. So by the time and along the time, your data will increase day by day. Then you need a software called DBMS software, database management system software. Then you will choose the right RDBMS for your organization. Then once you start the building your start storing your data in RDBMS, then you will have your operational data that will store in OLTP. The OLTP, the first step of this diagram, hopefully this will show you guys in this screen. OLTP, I think most of you guys know the online transaction processing data, which contain the operational data you have on the daily basis. Then if anybody want to say something, please tell me. I think anybody say want to say something, right? Could you please turn off your mic if you do not have any problem? Okay, so means if a startup guys want to store its data, then definitely will choose the most of the RDBMS services like Microsoft SQL Server. Then it will take and it will build the OLTP diagram for its company. then to clean up its data, definitely he need the to ETL that data. ETL means extraction, transformation, and loading the data. So the tool which require in this the database, the SSIS, that is SQL Server Integration Service. Okay, so DSA means data staging area. So the data staging area that is covered up in T-SQL, that is a part of the SQL Server Integration Services. Okay, then you need to work on the historical data that will store in a data warehouse. So data warehouse will means particularly keep your historical data, and that from where you means mining your data in different and mining along with mining, you will, I think, project your data to different services like Power BI. For ML, you inject your data from other platform as well as. So I think this is the part of SQL language is starting from the SQL Server, from ETL to various analytical services, from reporting to Power BI inject. So this is, I think, this is the journey of a simple SQL language, and hopefully we will cover up this. In our session, and finally we will take what we will cover in our syllabus. So we will cover up so what is database and data warehouse concept. We will cover up the OLAP and OLTP concept. Again, we will see the star schema normalization, basic normal forms provided by the EF code, actually, first normal form, second normal form, third normal form. And what is the difference between the database and data warehouse and data lakes, and we will see the business constraint apply over that data. We will see the various commands like DDL, data definition language, DML, data manipulation language, data control language, and transaction control language, as well as. Again, we will see the single level function like upper function, lower, in string, substring, date function. We will cover up these things. Again, the group function like sum, average, max, min. We will cover up these things. And some of the questions from interview, they will ask the what is CT, what is common table expression, and what are the benefit of using the common table expression. You will see in the interview as well. And so this is not the complete syllabus, because some of the analytical function I need to mention over this PPT, but due to the time shortage, we will use the rank function, dance rank function, and LAD, leak function, first value, last value. I think we will cover up all these analytical function, which will part of the analytics and the reporting purpose. We will cover up the concept of joins, subqueries in practical manners. We will see how set we will use. And again, this the main thing is how you will create the stored procedure, function, and triggered. And this is the complete package we will cover up in your in 1.5 month to means to properly train you in database environment. So you will leverage the leverage the SQL in your job, and hopefully you will get a job along with your data engineering skill. Along with the cloud, you should have the knowledge of the this technology SQL. So this is the basic part I have covered. Means we will cover up in this session. So do you have any question, guys? Means anything related with the SQL, Rameshwaram, Sam, or anything? I think you are champion already. You have champion SQL. So if you want to anything mention in this, you are welcome actually. So anyone want to add up anything in this?
Yes, sorry, just a question. Uh,
Yes, Sam.
Here we will use SQL part of SQL Server or part of Oracle, because there is
Uh,
some different a little bit in.
great question you have. Actually, some of people might they should know the part of the SQL. Let me share my thoughts on this. Actually, uh, first thing is database company name. First thing in company name. There are lots of companies in market like Microsoft, which provide its flavor in form of MySQL, and it has also a T-SQL actually, MySQL and T-SQL. So we will learn the flavor of T-SQL actually. And MySQL is a little bit a lower standard than T-SQL, and this is a sub part of T-SQL. So T-SQL means transaction SQL. This is a part of Microsoft organization, and the like Oracle. Oracle is a company. Oracle database name is Oracle itself, and the SQL used in this and the name of this SQL is Oracle SQL. We will not cover up the Oracle SQL. We will cover only the SQL, the T SQL, which is provided by the Microsoft. Even though we will correlate with and we will parallelly run the Oracle queries with Microsoft if on your demand actually. And some of the also flavor of SQL provided by the IBM company. IBM company provided the IBM DB2 database name, IBM DB2. IBM DB2 SQL. Well, we will not cover this SQL because this IBM DB2 is discarded, not used much in the organization. One of the most useful and one of the most used Microsoft SQL is T-SQL. Actually, we will cover up this part. Hopefully, this will clear your thoughts, Sam. And let me know if you have any further queries in this.
Okay, it's great. Thank you.
Yeah, great. Anybody have some point to add in this session? I won't take your much time because already we have like cover up means we will take your time again. It will pass like 1:30, 1 and 30 minutes already. So hopefully this will clear you guys. Could you can anybody confirm me that this is clear to you? Anybody have
Yes,
any
yes,
question?
yes, Amit.
Yeah,
Clear.
great, guys. We will connect hopefully tomorrow on this. And I'll and next this I'll pass this session to my colleague
Sir, I had a
and
question.
yeah, sure, Rameshwan.
Yeah, sir, is stored procedure and all is like that kind of knowledge is required in.
A little bit, because you need to store your queries. You don't want to write some select statement on daily basis. I think you should create your queries once and forget it. I think this will make sense. Uh, you need to
Yeah.
store. Yeah, great,
So,
Rameshwar.
but in any big data job, will you be writing stored procedures? I know, like as a developer, you're required to write like.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Let me pick up this question. Okay.
Yeah, great, Arun, great.
I am Arun. Okay. Let me pick up this question. So, Santosh, you rightly asked this question. Okay. So, yes, we use SQL stored procedure in big data world also. SQL is very much core and heart of the big data engineering. Without SQL, you can't take a further step. Okay. Stored procedure is also used in SQL. Okay. So, you need to learn all these things. Stored procedure, CTEs, all those things actually you need to learn. Those are very much needed.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you, Arun. Thank you, Santosh, for this. And final, I'm means closing my session, and I think Dinesh will take over to my this session. And finally, I want to show you something about the role you will get in again. And I have discussed already about that. What role you will get after learning the all the means database technologies. Like you will get the role of the data analyst, data engineer, data scientist, SQL developer. So there are lots of opportunity through SQL you will get, and this is the core for the data engineering actually. Thank you guys for listening to me, and I am handing over this session to my colleague, and he's a beautiful trainer in the Python. He's a Python champ. So I think Dinesh, you kindly take over this session.
Sure.
Thank you
Yeah.
guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Thanks, Anish. Thanks,
Yeah,
Arun,
thank you,
for now.
Dinesh.
Yeah, it was very wonderful sessions actually. So yeah, hello everyone. Hello, good evening. All right. Yeah. So before we start this session, so first of all, let me introduce myself. So myself, Dinesh Kumar. I have around more than 9 years of experience in this IT industry. So I have worked on multiple MNC and right now I'm working as a senior data engineer role in this current organizations. So basically, I have more expertise on the Python side, right? So since last more than 9 years, I have worked on the Python core. So I will cover up this Python basically for the data engineering perspective, right? So so before start this session, so let me first of all go through some agenda. What are the agenda I will cover up these sessions? Are able to see my screen, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So first of all, I will introduce myself that I have done already. So second part, why Python is needed in this data engineering platform. And then next question is what is the Python actually? What is the really Python is, right? And the first, second, like third point, basically how to prepare, what are the roadmap, what are the topics I will cover up during this program, and then why us. So basically this was the most important question, why us. There are a lot of learning platform, lot of things, lot of tutorials are already available, so why you should join us, basically this is the most important point. So I will cover up, go through this session. So first of all, why Python is needed in this data engineering side in this industry only. So if you see the survey, which basically tell us what are the programming language developer, IT engineers are regular basis using, right? So if you see the survey, so you got that there are a lot of response are coming for the Python side, right? So if you see this survey response, there are more than 80% of the developer regularly basis using this Python, right? Most popular coding language. And also the Python is basically helpful for the different domain, different organizations like data engineering, data science, data analysis, each and everything, even machine learning, deep learnings, artificial intelligence, which is very much interactive, like, right? So each and every industry you will find that Python is a very much important programming language. So this is a very much popular programming language. So the next point is what are the applications, what are the uses of this Python programming, right? So why we are using the Python? What are the need
Your
of
voice
that?
is very low, Dinesh.
Hello, hello, am I
Your
audible?
voice is very low. Yeah, now it is good.
Okay, now it's fine. All right. So the second question is in our mind that what is the application of Python and what is the use of that in our IT industry, right? What is the use of this Python actually in the data engineering side? Because this is the backbone for this data engineering. Whenever you are going to write any pipeline for the ETLs, right? So you have to know about the Python. That is the basic part. So there are multiple application in the industries and there are multiple uses also. So if you see that, first of all, with the help of Python, you can do the web development. You can design any website, anything. You can do the web development with the help of Python. Software developments, desktop applications. Most of the application was developed by the Python itself, right? And some education purpose also, you can use the Python learning purpose. Database access, if you want to access Oracle, SQL, any kind of database, you have a different libraries, modules, right? You can use the database access with the help of Python even. There are networking programming kind of, all this these kind of applications are also available. With the help of Python, we have developed a lot of networkings, right? Game, even in the gaming industries, we have to use the Python itself, right? So sometimes we have to use the C, but majorly we are using the Python. And sometimes in the graphics sides, we have to use the Python. So Python is very much most popular programming language, and most of the developers are using a Python. That is our first preference. So that's why we have to go with the Python, right? So if you see the next slide, so there are major companies are there like Netflix, Nokia, Twitter, Amazon, even NASA, right? Facebook, Google, even, right? So most of the major companies, like big companies, are even using the Python. So Python is most popular language. That is the most demanding even language. If you look for the job in the Python, like, right, in the Naukri.com, there are a lot of requirements are there, bunch of requirements. So these are the most points which I have covered, which you tell me that's why you have to choose the Python only, right? So and The third reason is that this is a very simple programming language. If you see, if you go with the Java, if you go with the C, if you go with the Python, there are simpler thing is that if you print simple hello world, right? So you have to write only the single line of code in the Python. That is the very much pretty simple. But if you go with the Javas, there are a lot of 5 to 6 lines you have to write each and everything. And then in the C, when you have to write 3 to 4 lines. But in the Python, it is very much simpler. You just print hello world, that's it. Each and everything can be handled by the interpreter itself. So basically, this is the first preference. And if you are a beginner for the programming language, the Python is the recommended first, right? So for example, I have shown you that hello program, hello world. So this is the simple one line of Python. So this is pretty much simple. You can easily run this Python program, right? So now the next question is our mind, and this is our in our agenda that what is the Python actually, and what is the features, why we have to use the Python, right? So the point first is simple and easy. As I explained that this is a very much simple and pretty simple English language programming. So you just write simple line and each everything is can handled by the interpreter. So second is freeware and open source. You do not have to need any kind of license, any kind of things purchasing and all. You just simply download this Python and you can use the Python. That's it. This is the freeware. Third one is that this is the high level programming language, like each and everything in the background. You do not have to declare anything. Each and everything is handled by the interpreter. So this is also third point, which is the most most feature actually, that third point. So fourth is like platform independent. So basically, if you take that Python code and run in the either the online Python compiler tool, either the PyCharm, either the any compiler, it can easily run, right? You do not have to take all the package and all the things and just keep in the pen drive and just run in the same environment. You do not have to keep it. You just take the code and just run anything anywhere, right? So it's a platform independent. That is the most good feature actually. The fifth point is that portability. So basically, if you see that sometimes some of the program is capable to store in the kind of somewhere, it is not possible to carry in a different platform as different here, right? But in the Python, if you have the Python program, you just carry in the pen drive, you carry in the CD drive, and just go there anywhere. You can use this Python. You can easily write a Python code to use in the AWS Lambda and just write and deploy. That's it. So it's supportable, right? So you can use, you can carry here this Python program. And the sixth point, which is also very much good feature in the Python, that is a dynamically type. So let's dynamically, what is the meaning of dynamically? Basically, if you write any Python code, right? So you do not have to declare that a is equal to 10. It means it is an integer. But most of the programming language, I'm not talking about the name. You have to make sure that it should be declared as an int or string. But in the Python, if you assign a is equal to 10, in that case, interpreter automatically understand and this is the integer, right? So this most of the part actually take care by the interpreter itself. So it's basically a good feature that is a dynamically type features, right? And third, like next point, which is the interpreter, that is also no good features you already explained, right? And next point is like procedure-based oriented programming language as well as OOPS, basically object-based programming language. You can create a class, you can create a method, you can use a procedure programming language even in the Python, right? So there are a lot of features in the Python. So you can use, you can extend up to the whatever you want. You can scale even. So let's suppose you have the features, you just want to scale up for the larger people, you can scale up. That is the possible in the Python. So that's why this is the Python, these are the feature. That's why we have to choose the Python, right? So how to prepare? The next point which I have to cover is how to prepare for this Python, how to prepare for the Python in the data engineering side, right? Because in the Python, there are a lot of scope. Even you go with the Python, there are different libraries are there, JPython, CPython, scikit-learn, pandas, numpy. There are a lot of libraries are there. So each and every libraries are having the different purpose. In the artificial intelligence, machine learning, there are different libraries are there. for the data processing, pre-processing kind of transformations, pandas, numpy. So these are actually libraries which actually extend the Python functionality, right? So the point is that how to prepare for the Python for the data engineering perspective. So I will go through all these sessions during this program. I will cover up the roadmap, how to prepare for the Python in the data engineering perspective. So there are first requirement to prepare for the Python is IDE. IDE is basically kind of editor, compiler, where you can write your code, right? And you can edit, you can compile, you can run this code, Python, you can get the output. So the first requirement is what are the good IDE in the market? What are the good tools which we can use to compile our Python, right? So there are a lot of tools are there. If you see this image, there are a lot of compilers are there. PyCharm, Spider, JPython means Jupyter notebooks, MS Visual Studio, right? So there are a lot of things are there. So the most popular IDEs which actually in the market are first of all Jupyter notebook. The popularity of Jupyter notebooks is very high. So it's look like a notebook, right? I will show you how Jupyter notebooks looks like. And the second most popular editor of the Python is PyCharm. Sometimes I'm also using this PyCharm to debugging the code also. And the third, which is also one of the popular IDE editor, that is a Microsoft VS Code. So this is also most popular. So the question is that which among of them I will use to train you about the Python, right? So as you already aware that this is the Azure data engineering program. So I will use the similar kind of platform that is also a Databricks, right? So Arun is also already explained about the Databricks. So I will use the Databricks notebooks where I will know explain how to run, how to edit, how to write the Python program, and how to run this code, right? So I will show you. Let me show you that portal. So this is the actually community edition of this Databricks. Basically, community edition is for the free purpose. So if you are going to learn Databricks, right, you can use this community edition. You can create your user ID and password and all the things, and then you can directly jump into the notebook. So basically, it's a notebook, Databricks notebook, where you can write your code. Here you can see that I have write the simple whatever I explained the example, right? Simple line, print the hello world. So if you go down and just click on the run, right? Run your program. So it will print this statement, hello world. That's it. So this is the Databricks notebooks looks like. I will explain, I will teach you about the Python whole program with the help of this platform, Databricks notebook. So this is all about the platform which I'm going to use there, right? And the next is what are the topics I will cover up in this program, right? So I will provide you some of the topics, some of the things I will cover up, right? So here I have mentioned that 30 days, basically it's not a 30 days, basically this is the major topic which I will cover within a 30 days, and rest of the 15 days, I will cover up some practice, some kind of modules which actually required for the data engineering, right? And some of the real-time projects, some real-time applications which we have to develop. So I will take around 45 days, right, to cover up this Python whole programming program. So first point which actually comes in the roadmap where we have to learn about the fundamental. We have to know what are the basic syntax, what are the things we have to know, what are the keywords, what are the data types we have to learn. So these are the fundamental topics I will cover up first. And next, I will cover up about the Python operators, which basically tell you about what are the operators, what are the variables, what are the different type of operators we have to use, like sum, subtraction, division, all the type of operators, which basically we are using the Python, right? The third point, which I will cover up about the flow controls and input and output. Flow control is basically kind of if and else conditions, kind of while loop conditions. So this if and else kind of, and input and output is basically kind of take the input from the users, print the output, display the output, all kind of things I will cover up in this third topic. And the fourth one basically is a data type in the Python. So data type, there are majorly we are using the string, list, set, dictionary, and these are the data type which basically most popular in the Python, and we are using mostly in this data type, right? So how we can declare, how we can convert, how we can know cast one data type to another data type in the Python. There are multiple methods, functions are there which we can use to know learn about the data type. The fifth point which I will cover up in this session is basically like modules and packages. Basically, modules and packages kind of know modules like pandas, numpy, sklearn, matplotlib. There are a lot of libraries are there. Some of the libraries are internal like OS, sys. Some of the libraries are external, basically pandas and numpy and all that stuff. So depending on the requirement, if I require some extension of the data engineering, data science, we have to install, right? So I will discuss about the some of the major modules which we are using in the data engineering side, some of the packages also, right? Sixth point is basically Python functions. So there are different type of functions are there, user defined functions, system defined function. There are a lot of different functions are there, different. What is the use of that? And what is the most popularity of this function? So I will explain this sixth point in my sessions. Second is basically exception handlings. So if let's suppose your program is getting failed, getting error due to some issue, right? So how you can handle your program? So there are this concept will help you about this exception handling. And the eighth point basically that is the OOPS concept. OOPS concept is basically object-oriented programming system. So basically it's a kind of class and method you have to know. There are a lot of pillars are there, like 4 pillars are there, inheritance. No, there are different type of pillars. I will discuss each and everything how we can know use this OOPS concept in our data engineering perspective, right? How to develop an application with the help of OOPS concept. So I will discuss that. And the ninth point basically that will cover up a login module that will save, let's suppose you have the applications developed in the Python, you have the pipelines, ATLs pipelines, you have developed how to save the logs in your driver loggers, right? So these modules will help you how to save your modules, how to log in your stacks, right? The 10th, I will cover up about the regular expressions. So this is basically like like kind of finding a pattern in the string, replacing kind of stuffs, matching the pattern. So let's suppose there is an email ID, right? So how we can write some kind of like validations in the email ID so that user can only enter the email ID. So there are kind of validation which we can with the help of regular expressions we will learn about that. There are a lot of things are there, right? So the next which point will cover up about the multi-threading, file handling, how we can take the file, read the file, write the file, right? Multi-threading, how we can process our data pipeline in the multi-threading, multi-processing kind of steps, right? So we will cover this point, 11th. And the 12th, that is not the last, not the least actually, that is a database programming. So let's suppose your requirement come from the project that there is a database and data is there in that database. You have to fetch the data and extract the data and then put into the data lake and somewhere in the destination, right? So you are creating a pipeline for the ETLs, right? In the data engineering. So you have to know about that. What are the database programmings, how to convert, how to connect the database, right? How to get how to fetch the data and how to close the connections. So these are all the things we will cover up about the database programming language. So these are the roadmap which I will topic. These are the topic basically major topic actually, which I will cover up our sessions in the Python side, right? So what are the best practices? Why we are actually, why you have to choose us to learn this Python? So there are a lot of points are there actually I have noted down. So these key highlighted points I have mentioned here only. So first of all, in these Python sessions, you have the hands-on experience actually with the help of hand holding. So we will be there. We will help you how to write, how to debug, how to develop applications, how to write, how to build the ETLs pipelines. So we are there actually, right? So everything, any need, anything, say we will there. The second point is that this is a friendly and interactive sessions, right? So each and every sessions you will have a kind of one-to-one kind of interactive sessions where you can ask, you can silly question, anything you can ask, right? You are a beginner, that's fine. We will take you a pro actually, that's fine. So the third point, basically, there are no extra classes for the programming practice. Suppose you are the beginner and you just want to uh, get how to write, how to develop the programming, right? You are not able to write this program, so we will take then extra classes how to practice that, how to develop your programming skills for the data engineering perspective, right? And fourth point, basically, interview preparation. So most of the time, actually, I have taken around more than 600 of interviews in this industry, right, in the last 2 years. And most of the data engineering profiles actually having the good experience in the data engineering side, but do not have knowledge in the Python side. Even I ask simple questions, okay, list and tuples are mutable, immutable, that's fine. But why tuples are immutable? Can you please explain? So most of the person are not able to explain this kind of concept. So that is not a necessary that you are the data engineer, so you are actually have the knowledge. So this is the most important background that you have to know about the Python. You have to able to solve the problem statement, write the Python code, right? So because sometimes candidates are going to reject it due to not able to write the Python program, right? So this is the major fourth point, key highlight. So in this point, we will help you about how to prepare for the Python interview event, right? Data engineering part. So interview frequently asked question, what are the questions basically we are getting in the industries? What are the frequently asked questions in the Python interviews, right? And there are a few daily few minutes I will expand about the question answer sessions. So any doubts, any clearance of the last sessions, clear your doubts. So this kind of things we will practice in our sessions. And the last but not least, every class is basically a session, some type of assignment, set of assignment I will provide you. You have to cover up, you have to practice in your own hand to cover up that problem statement. If any issue, anything is happening, just let me know, I will help you here, right? And the last point, which is basically a most important point, is basically you will get a certified after completion of this program. So this is whole about the uh, program, basically whatever I will cover up this Python only.